Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Will. Just a little bit of a follow-up video on the new to me GX9 that I bought a few weeks back. Been using it quite a bit. You know, this is just such a great camera. A couple little things that are different from the GX85s that I had in the past. For the most part, it operates similarly, and it has the 20 megapixel sensor rather than the 16 that was in the GX85. So one of the things that's a bit different between the GX9 and the GX85 is how you do exposure compensation. So on the GX85, you essentially, this top dial on the back here was also a button. It also is a button on the GX9. You pressed it in and that would get you to exposure compensation, and also opened up the way to get to auto bracketing, which is pretty cool. On the GX9, it has a dedicated exposure compensation dial, but this is kind of weird how they did this, because if you decide you don't want to use this exposure compensation dial, you can go into the menu and you can set it so that it operates exactly like the GX85 by pressing this top button dial to get to the exposure compensation settings. But you have to turn off this exposure compensation dial, and then it just doesn't do anything. And the other weird thing is there is in the menu a way to assign different functions. It's in the dial settings, and supposedly you can assign different settings to that dial push. So far, I haven't gotten that to work, so I don't know, no idea what's up with that. So, as I said, when I did that first video, I bought the little 12 to 32 millimeter compact, almost pancake zoom. It's pancake until you zoom it out, and you do have to zoom it out to use the zoom. You'll get a message on the back of the camera telling you to zoom it out. I think that 17 to 40 L mount lens that people buy with the S9 operates the same way. But it's a great compact system, and I'll tell you what, I have this little Think Tank mirrorless mover 10 bag that I'm using, and this is just kind of a great grab and go kit, because what I can fit in here, I can fit the little pancake 20 millimeter, which is an awesome lens, f1.7, great low light, great street photography. And also, I can fit the 45 to 150 millimeter zoom in here. So I can fit both of those in here, as well as the camera, and there's this little tiny kit. So, pretty cool. I have actually, a couple things that I've used this camera for. I use this as a second body on an assignment for the newspaper group that I do freelance work for, which is a nonprofit corporation. So it's actually a 501c3. But they had a fundraiser at a house a couple suburbs to the south of here, and they asked me to photograph that fundraiser. So use my G9 Mark II, the 12 to 35, but I had this with the 20 millimeter mounted, and shot mostly available light, whereas I had my V860 flash on the G9 Mark II. So I got some, that house was just an amazing house. And yesterday I actually shot a news assignment with it, and it was sort of one of these things that I was just coming back into the house from being out, and I had this with me, and got an email, hey, can you go over to Oak Park Village Hall? So we live in Forest Park, Illinois. Oak Park is another town over. And so what was happening is that ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which has now become kind of more like a secret police, and they're just grabbing people off the streets, and including citizens, because they screw up a lot. But they were parking in Oak Park's Village Hall parking lot. Like, they were bringing in and taking up a lot of space. And the village said, yeah, you can't do that. In fact, there's actually an ordinance saying that Oak Park cannot let ICE do anything like that, except they'd have to have a court order. So they were telling ICE that no, you can't take up space because this lot is for our municipal vehicles, our police vehicles, and visitors. And if you come here and take up space, then other people can't park, so no, you're not welcome to do that here. And I think the response was, we're going to do it anyway. So what the village did was they blocked off entrances with concrete jersey barriers. So they blocked off 2 entrances, which makes it, if you have to go through the other entrances, it makes it much more difficult to get in, and it slows things down to where people, like people coming to work, because it's also for municipal employees, take up most of the space. So, because I guess what ICE was doing was showing up early in the morning before any of the village workers showed up. That's what I surmise. Yeah, so now ICE can't park there. We'll see if they get a court order. I'll put a link to the story down in the description. And that brings us to a couple other things I want to finish up with. First, I got some items on eBay, and I will be adding more on eBay. So I'm going to put a link to my eBay store down in the description. But right now, I have got a Godox X2T trigger, flash trigger for Olympus Panasonic. So this will work on Olympus Micro Four Thirds, Panasonic Micro Four Thirds, and Panasonic L mount. So it's a pretty good deal. Starting bid on that is it's under $20. And the other thing is I have, and this is kind of a silly thing. I have an extra one of those mini flashes for the LX100s. And as you know, if you watched the last video, I put my LX100 on eBay. It's sold. So if you are somebody who found out about that and bought it through the video, thank you very much. But I have an extra one of these things. And the funny thing is, when I bought that LX100, and I took it out of the box, and it said on the box that this was optional. So I assumed it wasn't in the box. Should have looked, because it was. But I bought this separately. So this, unfortunately, will not work on the GX9. It will not work on a G95. It will not work on the G9 Mark II, even though the G9 Mark II on the hot shoe has a little extra power pin. But that is for the XLR mic adapters, and they didn't see fit to make it power this. So kind of useless. Again, on eBay for less than $20. These things regularly sell for like 50 or so. And one other thing. First of all, folks who have supported me through Buy Me a Coffee, a big thank you for that. But there's another way that you can support me indirectly. And this goes to that fundraiser that I photographed for the newspaper group that I do work for. So, like all newspapers, times are tough, and we're trying to raise, we have a year-end fundraising effort going on right now. And so what I'm going to do is put down in the description a link to our donation page. And if you want to support independent media, small paper that does really good work, and we have 4 papers. We have the Wednesday Journal, which is Oak Park River Forest. We have the Austin Weekly News, which is the Austin area of Chicago. We have Forest Park Review in my little neck of the woods. And we have the Riverside Brookfield Landmark. So Riverside and Brookfield to the south and southwest of us. So I'll put a link to that, and no matter where you are in the world, if you want to support a small newspaper that does good work, and also if you're interested in stuff that's going on around this area, we're a good source. So you can always check out those various papers. So that'd be great. You don't really even have to donate a whole lot, it can be $10, $5, whatever you can do. But that supports them, and that means they can still pay me. Well, I think that's it for now. I'm going to continue to use that camera because, you know, it's just so nice to have such a small camera, but still interchangeable lenses, and image quality is great. That 12 to 32 lens, that's just such a sleeper of a lens because that thing is just sharp as all heck. A little short on the zoom range, but it's small, unobtrusive. Again, another good street photography lens if you want to use a zoom. Any questions, comments, leave them down below. And if this was useful to you, interesting, hit bop the like button. I'm Todd Banner. I will see you next time.